Yes. Okay, everything's set up. Everything's set up. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Boy, the great picture here, DGP, back again with another episode of Patriot Keys. You guys see the title, man. We're here to talk about this Belichick, Brady, Kraft, power struggle, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna have a podcast on this, and if you guys like arguing, if you guys like to see people troll, you guys like to people see go off and everything, please go ahead, stop by. I will leave it down below in the description, man. As at my boy KDG's Pack Attacks channel, I do a podcast there every week, every NFL Sunday. Yeah, but we're gonna get into that, man. But big news, man, coming out of for ESPN. There's a power struggle between the trio, the perfect franchise, the perfect marriage of franchises, with Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and Robert Kraft. Both men, all three men, trying to figure out who's going to be the last one there, who's going to take the credit for this dynasty, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. Now, you asked me about this, and I saw that, and I first heard about it, I was like, okay, interesting. You know, rich people just fighting over riches. Nothing new. It's life. And then, you know, I was like, okay, so let's see what he's going to say. Let's see what's the report going to say. And I read the report yesterday when it first came out. It dropped at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Came out of nowhere again. It's supposed to come at 8 a.m., but they released it at 2 a.m. I wonder why was that. You know, anyway, you know, it's okay. But man, brand change, Patriot trying to brand change. But let's see if I can screen share my screen with you guys. And if you guys are here, please be sure to leave a like on the video, man. That'll mean a lot. But let's go ahead and see if I can screen share this, because we're going to read this article together. We're going to read it together. I've seen it, but, you know, so for those who didn't see it, we're going to read this article again. Yeah. Let's see. Right there. I think I can screen share. I'm pretty sure I can screen share. Okay. I think I'm screen sharing right now. If I'm not, I'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, I'm screen sharing. Perfect. Yeah, boom. There we go. So let's go ahead, go through by this page by page. Excuse me. All right. Start with the article. So the problem with living your life under the spotlight is that the cameras, blah, blah, blah. The Patriots play Buffalo Bills, blah, blah, blah. All that other stuff. Let me stop that ad. I ain't getting paid for that. Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Against the Bills, Brady, he did miss a pass to Belichick. I do remember that. He was on the sideline. He was irritated. Brady snapped, and he said, I got it, because McDaniels was yelling at him, saying that you miss Cooks, you miss Cooks. Brady on the sideline throwing a tantrum, angry. It is nothing new to me. Yelled at you to somebody behind the bench who I guess was talking to him, trying to tell him that he messed up. Whatever, it is what it is. Everybody talked about this. It was written viral, blah, blah, blah. Parts of what makes him great, yada, yada. All right. Now here's the real article. The Patriots are in uncharted territory. They haven't just won titles, blah, blah, blah. They want to say blah, blah, blah. The Patriots are blah, blah, blah. All this other nonsense. I'm not, you know, it doesn't need any of this. But here's what they say. All had serious disagreements. They each differ on Brady's trainer, body coach, Alex Guerrero, you know, Tom Brady's personal trainer, the person who him and Brady working with to make this TB12 method. They made the book on it. Over the team's long-term plans, they had an issue on that. Always it's going to be Brady, it's going to be Garoppolo, and Belichick's coaching style with him just going in on everybody, which, again, I will get to later. And then who's going to be the last man standing? So the disagreements from that we're talking about here is the trainer, Tom Brady's trainer, personal trainer, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brady, who's going to be there, Belichick's coaching style, and who's going to be last one standing in for New England. So, and he interviewed this guy, and he said that he interviews people, quote unquote, staff people that's been in the building, and they said this could be their last year together. Okay. They have, of course, they have raised expectations, yada yada yada, all this other stuff. We know this the Patriot way. We know how the Patriots are doing this, and now they're saying they're going within. Cracks first revealed in early September. Guerrero was once again becoming an issue in the Patriots building just weeks before the release of Tom Brady's TB12 method. It was from a fitness and diet guy. Brady was described as a loner who always seemed more comfortable by family or football by a football field. The book represented a move to extend his brand beyond the game and beyond the Patriots. Until a few years ago, he seemed uninterested in ever doing so content to be a father and a husband and a son and a brother and all this other stuff. Guerrero persuaded Brady to find time. The two men worked together and made a book. Of course, we already know that. Yada, yada, yada. He was in something with the FTC. Yada, yada, yada. And then they made his own TB12 Sports Therapy Center franchise. So that's the TB12. When people say TB12, it's his own, place where you can go. It's like a private, training center, but anybody can go to. People in the building had a problem with Brady's methods. They were saying that it was mostly based on vegetables, water, sleep, stretching, and yeah. So they claimed that he said that football isn't responsible for injuries. It's just the way that you're preparing, the way you're training yourself, the way you treat your body, yada, yada, yada. Some people said this felt like a cult. Other people disagreed. And again, these are just Patriot stat people. So we don't know. There's no names dropped at all in this article, just let you know. There's no names dropped at all in this article. All this other stuff. Tom Chain says his friend. He said Tom Chains. He said Julian Edelman, when he got hurt, he went to TB12. He said Brady became more sensitive. He became more paranoid. All this other stuff about him running the ball quicker and quicker. All this other stuff. Belichick wanted to discuss these issues with Brady. Guerrero had been around the team for years. He first worked with Rhythm McGinnis, and then Tom Brady took over. So 2013, Belichick gave Guerrero some access, told him he could come in the building. He can do whatever he wants in the building. He can come and access medical records for the teams, for guys he's training, all this other stuff, man. And in 2014, after Belichick kind of got iffy on the situation, he said, you can't see the medical records anymore. You got to get your own. Then he said, you can't do this. He started cutting back his thing since 2014, his thing. And ultimately, he told him this year that he couldn't be around the team. He would have to go back to his TB12 private facility. And around this time when Belichick, so in 2014, when he eliminated all his stuff, that's when we went to the Super Bowl. We beat the Seahawks. That's when Brady says, I want to play to my mid-40s. That's the year Garoppolo started getting invested in another quarterback, and he got Jimmy Garoppolo. Yada, yada, yada. We went on for Super Bowl run. Everybody knows that. All this other stuff against Seattle Seahawks, the Patriot way. That's what Belichick was based on. Hashtag, it was about just doing your job. That's all it was about. In 2014, just doing your job, being the Patriot way. Then in 2016, Brady and Kraft have the same agent. So does Jimmy Garoppolo. All three of those guys have the same agent. I don't know Belichick's agent. I don't think it's the same agent. But 2016, last year, each of them got an extension. They got a new deal. But Belichick, he hasn't negotiated his deal yet. He had to leave the combine, come do with Tom Brady. We won the Super Bowl this past year. And then okay, so here's where he's just giving us a history. But here is where I'm getting confused on this, and bear with me. He said that players often address him as Sir. Brady gained power, so did Guerrero, who became an even more divisive in the building. One player that visited TB12 said he was under pressure to go to him, and he just wanted to follow what Brady does. Now, some of this could be true. Some of that could be true, when you have a person like that, because we've heard stories from all the greats, like a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. It's a different attitude, different kind of mindset. If you guys know, like I said, switching sports, when Kobe Bryant came in, people had to adapt to his ways. People had to, do what he had to do, and just they really didn't have to. They just kind of felt pressure because they're looking at greatness. They said, if I want to get to that level, he's doing that. He's so focused. He's so locked in. I'm going to have to, follow his method. So again, this could be true. This could be true, but it is what it is. Again, he's just talking about people felt pressured by Brady. And by the way, of course, the Patriots have been vehemently denied all these allegations. They said some of it. They said don't believe everything you read, which I'm taking this with a grain of salt because if you guys don't know, Seth Wickersham was one of the people who spearheaded Spygate and Deflategate, and he was so wrong in this Deflategate stuff. ESPN came out. Granted, they did it when nobody was watching, but clips is on YouTube. I can link the clip. They had to apologize, saying that they got their reports wrong. Remember, Chris Morrison had to delete his tweet because he was wrong about all the levels and just stuff about the Deflategate. Seth Wickersham was one of the people who spearheaded the Deflategate story on ESPN, and they had to come out and admit that they were wrong because he didn't have the facts. So he has had a shaky past record, especially when it comes to the Patriots. He's had a shaky record when it comes to delivering the truth. So take this article with a grain of salt, though. That's what I'm doing. I'm not taking it serious. I'm taking it with a grain of salt. Belichick had to clarify Guerrero's role, yada, 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 all this other stuff. He was trying to tell them that this or this. And now, here comes Belichick, has been known for, and we have known this, always gets rid of players a year early, not a year too late. Whether it comes to Richard Seymour, whether it comes to Randy Moss, when it comes to all these other guys. Belichick is always about long-term. He's always about trading, getting rid of the young guys. Now, when we traded Jacoby Brissett this year, and we got Philip Dorsett, I said it was a decent trade because, again, Brissett wasn't going to play. He was third-string quarterback. We got Philip Dorsett, who's been looked at as a bust. But keep in mind, no Edelman. Edelman just got hurt. Amendola's injury-prone. Chris Hogan, Brandon Cooks, only two people we can rely on, and Malcolm Mitchell still wasn't there. So we really didn't have a lot of pieces. We were banged up. We just needed depth, and that's what I felt like that Philip Dorsett move was just a depth move. So that, okay, whatever. It is what it is. And again, people weren't going to pay that much for Jacoby Brissett. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand, we potentially could have got more offers from him in the draft this past year. It's been reports that the Browns had traded us the first-round pick. Those reports have been debunked. They did not give us. They was not trading us a first-round pick for Jimmy G. It was on a second-round pick. I think another team was going to give us a first-round pick, but who knows? Again, it's conflicting reports with that. So what did Belichick and them do? They waited till the trade deadline until they had to know more. They was trying to sign Jimmy Garoppolo. They had to either franchise tag him, sign him to a huge extension what he would get in free agency, or trade Brady, go with Jimmy G, or let Jimmy Garoppolo walk for nothing. And they decided if we're not going to be able to re-sign him, we're not going to be able to franchise tag him with the salary cap, we got to get rid of him, and they got a second-round pick from him for the 49ers. Now, conflict reports on that. People have said that in this article, they're saying that Brady is to blame for it, and it's to blame for it. They're saying Brady is to blame for why the trade has happened because, they said Brady's the reason why the blame had happened because Brady was threatened by Jimmy Garoppolo that he forced it. They have said that with Jimmy Garoppolo, and yeah, and they said, let me go ahead and show my face. Yeah. They have forced it with Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, here we go. They have forced it with they said Brady forced a trade with Jimmy Garoppolo. They said that Brady was the reason why Jimmy Garoppolo got traded. Not that he wasn't going to get signed because Belichick, who's been known for long term, they have said that he wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. He wanted to push Brady out the back door. Robert Kraft, on the other hand, he said, "Nah, we're not going to do that." And especially since Kraft and Brady have a special relationship, they all have always had a better relationship between Kraft and Brady. Have always had a better relationship than Belichick and Brady. Their relationship is business-like. They don't do nothing off the field. They don't talk off the field really like that. It's all about the football. If it ain't about football, Belichick, Brady, they ain't talking. And we've known that for years. And that's what makes their, kind of mantra of success. They're just straight business. Now, do I believe that Brady might have had an input in Jimmy Garoppolo trade? Who knows? We will never know until Jimmy Garoppolo or until somebody comes out and says the real truth. We will never know. Again, it's always three sides to the story. He said, she said, and then it's the truth. So we will never know exactly who we have. But do I feel like they was playing in a position where they had to trade Jimmy Garoppolo? I feel like they do because, again, when you move on from guys, you have to think about certain loyalty. This guy just won you a Super Bowl. This guy, for the first 8 weeks, was playing top quarterback play. Outside Deshaun Watson, I'll say, and you can maybe argue Carson Wentz, he was the third best quarterback this year. I think he was number one, but that's just here, no there. But you can argue that you can't argue he was in the top three quarterback in the NFL this year. And the fact that he has been the leader of success, you just can't get rid of him. There's just certain guys that, even though you know that it might hurt you for the future, you just can't get rid of him because what it will do to your fan base, what it will say to that person. You shouldn't push him out the back door. Again, it was hard for the coach to push Peyton Manning out the back door, and you kind of see where that's leading them. I mean, they have Andrew Luck, but they're not doing anything with him. But it's kind of hard to do that with Tom Brady. It was a different circumstances. Again, he won you four or five. He won you 5 Super Bowls. I was trying to think the years, get the years messed up. But he won you 5 Super Bowls. So do I feel like Brady had an opportunity, had a go Jimmy Garoppolo out? I wouldn't rule out the possibility. It's a possibility, but again, when you hit that stature, kind of hard to get rid of you. And then they're also just talking about Belichick, Brady, and Kraft, that they're just trying to figure out. They're taking blame. Their egos getting in the way. And again, egos could be a part of this. Could be that Belichick, who's getting up there, who's close to retiring, who I was saying about three years he will retire. Brady, who can play 3 to 5 years, he's getting ready to retire. He's trying to push his narrative. Robert Kraft, the owner, who's getting up there in age, he's trying to push his narrative. So this could be just egos talking. But for real, reading this report, there's so many holes in this. There's a lot of he said, she said, because I'm looking at everybody, guys who's been there around, the Mike Reeses, the Jeff Howes, the Doug Caades, all of them people. And I've heard anything about a potential breakup. And so if I'm hearing this out of left field, especially a guy who is on the record not being consistent in his ESPN reporting, who has gone out and said false things about the Patriots when it comes to Spygate, when it comes to Deflategate, why should I trust him in this report? I know a lot of people trolling. That's why I haven't even looked at the comment section yet. I know people are trolling. I know people are talking. I'm not even looking at the comment section yet. I'm going to look at the comment section in a little bit. But just seriously think about this. Like, I'm being serious. Like, don't try to be a troll. Just seriously just think right now. If this was somebody credible, where are the sources? And again, I know you don't really release your sources in journalism, but for this to come out of left field, like out of nowhere, nah. This I feel like is just a theory on why the trades happen. But I feel like, again, you can argue that some of this is true, but I feel like most of this is just holes in it. It's BS. ESPN every year does a story on the Patriots around playoff time or before playoff time, something. And I feel like a lot of people are not going to take this with a grain of salt. They're going to take this for real. But again, I don't believe this ESPN report, man. Again, this guy has said false things about the Patriots in the past. What makes me want to believe him now? Spygate said some false things, messed up where Deflategate messed up. They had to publicly apologize that they messed up because they don't have the right information. They don't have the facts. So I can't really believe him on this one, man. Again, I'm not believing this ESPN report. I'm taking it with a grain of salt until I get someone who I know has been there since day one. Mike Reese, Jeff Howe, Doug Caade, all those guys. I ain't believing this report, man. And neither should you. Everybody who's been talking about this on sports and Twitter, they're taking this for real. But I'm not believing this report, not one bit. I ain't believing it like that. Again, it's holes in the logic. It's to me, it's just coming out of left field. Like, this is coming out of left field. I don't buy it. Let me look at the comment section. I don't believe it. Exactly, man. We could have franchise tag Jimmy G. Yeah, man. Could have franchise tag Jimmy G, so we had to get rid of him. Could have franchise tag him. He didn't want to sign an extension. If you look at it, we quote-unquote offered him 17, 18 mil a year, and he didn't take that. So if you want to believe the story, if you want to believe that, and that we offered him 17, 18 million a year, he didn't take it, and the money would increase when he, in like 5 years down the line, when he was actually a starting quarterback. Now, how are you going to believe anything else if you want to pick and choose what you want to believe in? Because apparently, if we offered Jimmy G that contract and we traded him, why can you get mad because they were investing in Brady for 1 or 2 more years, and then he wanted to go to Garoppolo, but Garoppolo didn't want to wait. So how can you get mad at Jimmy G? How can you get mad at us for trading Jimmy G? If you want to believe this report, if you want to believe the report, and say that Tom Brady forced him out the window when they wanted, Brady for a year or two, and then go to Jimmy G. But Jimmy G didn't want to wait a year or two. He wanted to play right now. So whose fault is it then? And again, I'm not blaming Jimmy G. I love Jimmy G. I'm glad he's doing it in San Francisco. I told you guys Jimmy G was the real deal. But You guys can't pick and choose what you want to believe in this report, man. All or nothing. And again, I think this report is just false. Like, there's so many holes in the logic that, and again, it's coming out left field. It's just Stafford. Like, who is this man, bro? And like I said, he has spoken false in the past when it comes to Deflategate and Spygate. What makes me want to trust him now when it comes to this topic? And again, there was somebody I trust. And again, and it's funny too, because Jeff Howe, Mike Reese, when reports came out earlier this year, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and the Patriots were going a little bit down. They asked, is there an issue? They asked people, again, those guys who I trust, they asked their guys, is there an issue wrong with Belichick and Brady? They said no. Other people, a lot of people just said relax. I trust them more than I trust the story. Coming out of left field. Because again, the Jeff Howes, the Mike Reeses, those guys that's been there, they have come out and they have said, nah, this don't sound right. It sounds fishy. So again, I'm going to believe the guys who are closer to the situation. And my personal belief, I'm going to believe those two things over the support. Now, could I be wrong? Sure, I could be wrong. It won't be the first time I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. I've gotten through 20 years of life being wrong, and sometimes I can get through another 20 years if I'm wrong. But as of right now, I don't believe the story, man. Y'all like the beanie? Y'all like the new beanie? Got it for Christmas. You like it? Oh, you know, it's the playoffs winner knit beanie. But yeah, I don't believe the story one bit. I don't believe the story one bit. It is what it is, man. Like I said, story seems false. LePere, you join. As I said, this guy has been false in Spygate reporting, has been false in the Deflategate reporting. So why should I believe in this reporting? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I'm not believing any of this guy's story. Again, Mike Reese, Jeff Howe, those guys who've been around the team the whole time, I'll believe it. This guy, I don't believe in it one bit. But that's going to be it for the video. As you guys seen, I've shown you guys most of the article. If you want to guys read the rest of the article, go ahead. It's in the description. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Check out the Fave podcast. You want to see Kid and his butt buddy Troll on this reporting, because like I said, I've said my thoughts. I said my piece. And like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, again, I ain't the first time wrong. But here's what it is, man. I feel like this is just the end of the era. I've said it's going to be 2-3 years. I said Brady is going to probably go out with Belichick. I'm sorry. Belichick's going to go out with Brady. So if Brady plays for another 2-3 years, then Belichick's going out in another 2-3 years. I don't know who Robert Kraft is, or he's the owner. I don't know how that really going to work out. But it is what it is. I see another 2-3 years with Brady Belichick. I've always said that. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. Winning, and again, winning cures all, man. Winning cures all. But when you've won so much, sometimes you just look for new challenges. Sometimes stuff comes out, and it is what it is. Again, if we win the Super Bowl, then I really don't care. Like I said, we won 5. What else can you ask for? No other team's done that. But again, this is your boy DGP. I'll catch you next time, y'all. Peace.